What's going on, everybody? Today's a special day. We get to put the first of many upgrades on the 2025 Road Glide. So let's get into it. So today we're going to be installing the RTX Jackpot by Fuelmoto. First thing we're going to do is get some things out of our way so that we can get to all the exhaust components easily. So we'll start with the bags. Next thing we're going to do is remove the seat, which I don't have a quick turn knob yet. I usually do that whenever I upgrade the seat, but since this one actually came pretty comfortable, I haven't upgraded it yet. So I've never really liked the strap, the handle here on the seat, so I've always just removed it on every new bike that I've ever gotten. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'll typically remove the side covers as well, just to keep them from getting beat up and scraped and scratched. These just pull right out. We pulled off the panels. Now we're going to go ahead and take off our 60 amp main fuse. I'm actually going to be installing a ThunderMax, which will replace the factory ECM right here. They made it quite easy to get to. I do like how they redesigned this. To get your main fuse out, you just pull this little cover off. There's your 60 amp main fuse. Just pull that right out. Now it's just safer. We'll go ahead and set this in a safe spot and continue on. Now we can start breaking into the actual exhaust components. I'm going to disconnect the muffler off of the header first. Those are just two 1/2-inch bolts here, and then underneath to disconnect it from, here's your muffler connect, here's the crossover connect. You don't have to spin these all the way out, just loosen them up enough to be able to pry these apart a little bit, and then you'll be able to slip them off quite easily. We have to take this bracket apart, which is a 1/2 inch. So with this clamp off, now we have all this freed up underneath. Now we'll move up top again. All right, and to take this air cleaner off, it's a 3/16. These filters here, all you have to do is just pull, and they come right off. Just kind of working back and forth a little bit. And there are two T27 bolts, which are extremely tight, so I'm going to put some pliers on them. There it goes. And then there's just a little breather hose on the back here, and you just pull that off real, and then you just disconnect right on. So you come down here to the transmission cover, or the transmission breather. You just disconnect that hose, and then this will pull right out. Just kind of weed it through there. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our 1/2 inch. We're going to go ahead and take off the headers. There's 2 on each, on the back and 2 on the front. Very easy to take off. Front's quite a bit harder. It's just bad angles. It's really hard to get on them. But I'm sure it does help if you have a swivel. Front one, I just prefer to use a 1/2 inch ratchet wrench. So now that we have everything disconnected, we can go ahead and pull off the header. Again, just be super, super careful. Just kind of work it, get everything loosened up. So sometimes these flanges can get kind of pinched. When that happens, I just pull them forward. So if you just kind of pull them down a little bit, and then you can pull them right off. So you can see how this one is. I just pulled that one out. You got your keeper ring there, and then the actual flanges. So now that we have that, we just very carefully pull out your header. And there you have it. Exhaust is off. Now that we have the exhaust off and out of the way, I'm going to install the ThunderMax. Alright, so we went ahead and installed the new wideband sensors on the new pipes. These are a 7/8 to screw them on. The next thing that we have to do is get our keepers and our flanges from our old exhaust and put them on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. To get these off, it's actually pretty simple. What I do is just slide them up to the end, grab them with a pair of pliers, kind of just pull them up over that little tiny lip there. Alright, so now that we have the flanges, we reuse the stock keepers and the flanges. Now that we have those on there, they're kind of a pain to get on. Like I said, put the flange on first, then work one side of this keeper ring on, and then take some pliers, kind of pull out on it, and the other side should slip on pretty. It is not easy, but you will get it. Just take your time. So now that we have that done, we need to pull these stock gaskets out so that I can put the specialized one that comes with the pipes. To do that, we're just going to take a simple pick and get up into the exhaust manifold and just kind of pry it out of there. You don't want to leave any behind and have a bad seal or something like that with the new ones. So I usually just put a pick in there. You can see they come right out. Pretty easy. Now that those are out of the way, Yolmoto actually sends us a couple new ones. They say that these are specialized compared to the stock ones, so make sure you use these. Don't leave the old ones in there. I'll go ahead and connect everything. Again, I'm just going to wipe these down after I get done. These are very tight tolerance pipes. Everything in the paperwork says that you have to be very careful. I've seen many people install these and everyone says be very, very careful. So we're just going to be nice and gentle and work these in here. Just going to set this in here, get it out of my way. Same thing with this one. Guide these in nice and easy. Make sure we're watching front and back. Get it kind of lined up here. I'm going to put a couple of the nuts on just to hold them. Do not tighten them down or anything like that. Again, this is just to hold them in place while I get everything kind of mocked up here. So what I like to do is just take these nuts, put them in the actual socket, and get them started, just because it's so hard to get them up in there. Make sure that you're getting them nice and square. Nothing feels like it's binding, don't cross thread it. All right, now that we got that step done, we have to come down here and put our support bracket on. Fuel Moto actually includes one with it. It's got this nice little piece of paper in there. Just pull that out. That's just to keep it from scratching when you're adjusting. They actually do a pretty good job of putting it almost right where you need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this around, try to get it clear. All right, so now that we got that through there, you're just going to go ahead and use the same nut that you took off with the old one. Kind of loosely put that one on. Take our paper off. And we are in pretty good shape. I like it, looks good. All right, so now this is where we're gonna go ahead and torque everything down. All right, now that we have that done, we're gonna go ahead and install the actual pipe. This thing is sweet. I don't know if you can see that. Baffle. It's supposed to help with back pressure. When it comes to performance, 2-into-1 is actually the best way you can go. Full length is better than short as well. To install this, you just take the factory supplied ring. I like to face mine like this so that it's not showing. I'm going to put it towards the back, and then you're just going to slip it right on. To get it started, it's kind of hard. So there's 3 pieces that actually slide over onto the head pipe here. When you put them on, try to get one started and then twist, and you should be able to slide the other 2 right on. And then we're going to go ahead and push it in until we line up our rear holes. And then we're just gonna a lock washer and a nut that they supply as well. We're gonna slap those in. Now we got those down again, just a 1/2 inch. Go ahead and throw it on there, tighten them down. Nice and tight on the back. As far as the front goes, the recommended torque spec is 13 to 15 foot-pounds. I can get a torque wrench on 3 of them. The 4th one's pretty difficult. We'll see. 20. So we're just going to throw our 1/2 inch socket on here, and we're going to torque those down. Now, another thing to be considering whenever you are pinning these down is to get them nice and snug and slowly work them in until you hit your torque spec. Alright, so what I did on the front was, so I got the back one that I could get the torque wrench on, torque down. I got them both pretty tight, and then I torqued that one down, and then I just kind of matched the threads on the front one since I can't get the torque wrench on it. I figure that's probably about the best way to go, because both the ones on the back, I torqued them to spec, and they seem to be roughly about the same thread count that's showing. So that's what I went off on the front too. We'll hope that there's no exhaust leaks or anything like that. So now that we got all that done, we still need to tighten up our lower bolt down here. All right, for this one, same thing. I'm gonna use the wrench and get in there just because it is pretty tight, especially now with this new bracket where it is. All right, now with all that done, I have to finish installing the ThunderMax, and then once I get that done, I will start with the heat cycle. Essentially with the heat cycle, you're going to want to wipe everything down with isopropyl alcohol or some kind of stripping agent, just to get all the oils, residue, grease, things like that off the exhaust. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and fire it up. You're going to do it idle only, no rev, nothing like that. 5-minute cycles, and then you let it completely cool down. And once it's completely cooled down, then you start it up again, and you just do that again, like I said, 3 times is what they recommend and they ask for, so that's what I'm going to do.